there, Bronco fans. This is Bronco Planet. We are celebrating yet another playoff win. We are going to the AFC Championship. George Moore, what do you think about them apples?
Unbelievable. Another one of these cardiac football games. Here I am sitting through 57 minutes. Do you know we were behind over 3/4 of the game?
Oh, I know, buddy.
57 minutes before we finally get ahead. Oh, my gosh. I can't take it. I can't take it. This may be the big one next week if it's this close.
It is stressful. You know what? We've got a lot to be thankful for. There's 4 teams left in the NFL.
Right.
The Broncos going back to yet another championship. We get to see what everybody wanted to see all along. Not just Broncos, Patriots, but obviously the 17th matchup between Manning and Brady. It couldn't be any better for the network. It couldn't be any better for football. You know what? Brady, of those 16 matchups, George looked into it. That's 11 victories for Brady. But
11.
but when you look at the playoffs, they're dead even.
They're dead even, 2-2.
And usually with the home quarterback winning. So I don't think
he can't win here in championship games.
So I think that looks good for the Broncos. And you know what? Peyton Manning. Let's talk about him a little bit. What did you think of his performance as a starter again?
Look, all his experience and everything, he's a different quarterback. He's different than he was year before last when he set every record. His job now is to not lose the game. His job is to make sure we don't have any turnovers. And his job is to move the chains. You know what? We'd have moved the chains a lot if we hadn't dropped about 6 passes.
Receivers, catch the freaking ball. Running backs, catch the ball.
Unbelievable.
I was so pissed. Everybody in the stands is pissed. I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous. They count 6 official drops, but there were probably 2 or 3 others that in playoff football, George, you got to make it. It takes the Broncos to 3 and 15 on third down conversions. That is a game that could have been a loss, buddy.
Yeah, but one of those third down was a 3rd and 12 on that last drive when Benny Fowler, who had dropped 2 passes, did you see him thread the needle on that?
Yes.
That was unbelievable. 36 yards on that play. That was the offensive play of the game.
Well, George, you look the professor type. You're so intelligent and all that good stuff. So let's just go into a little grading system, all right? We'll break down the Broncos. Let's start with the special teams. What grade would you give them on that playoff game?
The special teams, I'd give those guys an A. Hey, Omar Bolton run a punt back 42 yards. We kicked all the kickoffs into the end zone. Special teams, 5 for 5 for kicking field goals.
Yeah,
I mean, that tied a playoff record. I mean, how can it get any better than that?
No, McManus definitely did it. And kudos to, Kayvon Webster. He was
can you believe that?
Throws it back. He had some hard hits. So Kayvon Webster, one of the best games I've seen for a special teams person in a long time for the Broncos. So
the kicking game is. I'm going to put a plus on that A.
All right, there
it's
you
an
go.
A plus.
A generous teacher, but it was well earned by the Denver Broncos. All right, let's go on offense. George, we talked a little about them earlier. What do you give them?
Well, there's a lot of different parts of the offense. One, we ran for 109 yards. That's hard to believe.
Yeah.
Now, because we did have one long run. But if you just look at 100 yards, you got to give them an A minus for that. We passed, he was 17 out of 31. That's a pretty good percentage. And, and we didn't have any turnovers. When you don't have any turnovers, that's worth an A plus, no turnovers.
All right.
Drop passes. What's lower than an F? Is there anything lower than an F?
We got to go F minus.
No, F minus on that. Oh, that stunk.
So what's your
overall offense? If we play like this next week, we get our ass kicked.
Yep.
So I'm going to say a C minus.
I agree with
a C minus.
And I don't think that 100 yards is really going to hold up. You were generous with your A minus on that. I think you got to get more than that.
I know, it's 100 yards.
Come on, it wasn't very good on the running. Schofield and the gang not doing a great job. Mathis had a pretty decent.
Yeah,
game.
He did.
Looking through the game twice.
But we only got sacked once for 7 yards.
Yeah.
But we did have a fall down, get up, and throw for like 34-yard pass.
Who doesn't do that?
Oh,
why not?
It was planned. That's in the playbook.
All right.
Everybody stop.
C minus, man.
Yeah.
I'm not objecting to any of your scores so far. All right, let's go to the defensive side.
Defense. Let me tell you something. A plus. You know why?
Why, George?
We gave
Tell
up
me why.
311 yards passing. This was the classic quintessential example of a defense bending but not breaking. They got one touchdown with 311 yards passing by between the 20-yard lines, these guys look like world champs. But once they got in the red zone, we shut them down, man. Shut them down.
Yeah, no, definitely did a great job of keeping them out of the end zone.
Right.
Aqib Talib steps up big time, had blanket coverage, did a great job. I don't know, the overall defense as a whole, though, man, had a lot of blown coverages, man. That was silliness.
They're playing zone. And really, one of the things was the hometown crowd was so loud that they couldn't get their signals, hear them. But they don't practice zone enough. And you could see it. Man, those guys were so wide open, it's like they had leprosy and nobody wanted to get near them. I mean, you look at the TV screen, you don't even see an orange jersey in the picture when they caught that.
Yep. And I'm like, why
but they all got tackled before the red zone.
Before they got the red zone, yeah.
Oh, unbelievable. But, hey, I'm going to tell you everything I said during the game, and I'm going to leave out the expletives.
Okay.
I said nothing. You get it?
I got it, buddy.
How many words did I say that you can't be repeated on a child show like this one? Every time we dropped a pass, every time I looked up and one of those guys was running down the field 100 miles an hour and we were chasing him, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, it had me a little bit scared. Chris Harris, obviously not a very good game, and I know he's playing very hurt. And I hope that he gets better soon because, last time we played the Patriots, they didn't have Edelman. They didn't have Amendola playing.
And Gronk, the fourth quarter was out.
There was 21 targets to tight ends last time, which are going to go to speedier receivers. This is not a time to be short Chris Harris, although Omar Bolden is out now.
He's out,
so that's going to hurt you. Bruton's out. And so you got to hope Bradley Roby, who made probably the best
defensive play of the game,
and totally intentionally blowing through someone.
And he was being blocked and held.
Knocked it out. Yep.
Yeah, unbelievable.
So that's going to be a concern. It's going to be a magnificent feeling here at the stadium. This is what playoff football is all about. And to your point, George, you can say all you want about that defense, those blown coverages. At the end of the day, we've seen it all season long. When you need them to stop them, they stop it. Also on the offensive side, anytime where we absolutely need a long drive, no matter how crappy we play during the game, Peyton Manning or whoever it is finds a way to get down and score when you need to. And then at the end, we got the pass rush, Vaughn and Ware getting in there.
4 and out on that one. Hey. They blew that whistle a little early there.
Yeah, I know.
He was trying to throw it backwards to number 77, and then Von Miller picks it up.
I know. Nice dance. Though. Did you teach him those moves?
Oh, absolutely. And then he goes down there, and you don't know this unless you saw the replay. He dropped the ball on the 1-inch line before he went into the end zone. So had it been, what an idiot.
Unfortunately, we've seen that happen before with Bronco players. So all in, you know what? It was a decent game. Coaching, still a little shaky on the coach. You know what I didn't like? This is the thing that kind of bugged me right out at the get-go, and I knew the kind of game we're going to have. Broncos got all the momentum. That stadium, I'm telling you, George, it's shaking, it's rocking.
Yeah, you're sitting on the 40-yard line.
Yeah, not so bad. Thank you, Brent, for those tickets.
I was sitting on the 50. Because that's watching my TV.
And thank you, DJ, who I got to give a shout out to, because let's be honest, had you had Antonio Brown, had you had D'Angelo Williams, that might have been a different game for the Broncos. But anyway, as I'm sitting there.
Well, ifs and buts are candy and nuts. We'd all have a good. Yeah, if we hadn't dropped 6 passes.
I know, but we did, buddy.
So,
their favorite. Wait. Hang with me. Right. So we're out there. All the momentum's going. We're down at the 11-yard line, George. We've got 4th down and 1.5 in our own stadium that's rocking. And immediately, there was zero thinking about it. Send out the kicker. And it's like, come on. I knew we were going to
I said that right there. Go for it, you.
I know. Come on.
Wimps.
Baby.
Well, here we go. We start off on fire. and then we fizzle, kick a field goal, 3-0. We go down the field again, kick another field goal, 6-0. And everybody in the room, there's 4 or 5 of us. I said, you know what? We're going up and down the field, and all they have to do is score a touchdown, and we're behind. Boom, we're behind 7-6.
Yeah, and you know what?
Then 10-6. Then 13-6.
You've been to enough games over the year, George, that when the Broncos, it doesn't matter if they kick a field goal. You know, they play the music, the horse comes running out. It was buzzkill when they kicked that first field goal. It was like all that anticipation for going to your honeymoon, and it's that night, George, when all the magic happens, and you get a granny kiss, and she rolls over and goes to bed. That's what it felt like kicking a field goal right there.
Wow.
That's how bad it was, George.
Wow, you picked the wrong girl, didn't you?
I know. I'm not talking about me personally.
Oh, I know.
I'm saying that's the kind of frustration you would have.
Oh, man, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. They went for it on 4th down the first time,
of course
they
did.
And they made it.
Yes,
Give me a break. Well, now, you know, they're favored. Right, the minute the game was over, they were favored 2.5. It's really 5.5 because, you know,
the home field
advantage. So,
yep.
Whatever. And here we are, but you can't gauge this game. I can't gauge how we're going to play next week. If we don't drop any passes, then we got a shot.
Yep.
We got a shot.
And no turnovers.
Right, no turnovers. But I'll tell you what, you put pressure on Brady up the middle, and we'll win this game without any problem.
Yeah, and that's what happened
Brady
last
up
time.
the middle. And that's what happened when they played Miami.
Yep.
A 5-10 team beat them because they rushed him up the middle.
So it should be an amazing game. I think the keys for the Broncos, we just kind of covered it. No turnovers, catch the freaking ball,
right,
and step up on defense. So
right.
It's going to be a wild one.
Yeah. No turnovers for us, and we got to at least get one, and we got to get several sacks. And then we can sit back and get ready for the Super Bowl.
Number 5-0, baby. Wouldn't that be fantastic?
Yeah, that'd be something else. Brady versus Manning.
All right. Well,
or is it Manning versus Brady?
It doesn't even matter.
6 of one, half dozen.
That's right. All I know is we got some great football, and as we go out on this break, we're going to show you a few things that you can rush down. It's playoff football time and pick up at Bill's Sports Collectibles, our sponsor now for 5 years.
Right.
We love Bill's, so check it out. And George, next time we're talking, we're either on our way to the Super Bowl or we're on our way to, I don't know,
go play golf or something. Yeah. I don't know. But that's not even a thought to go into your mind. We're going to the Super Bowl.
All right. I love that optimism.
There you go.
Broncos. Thanks,
hey.
folks, for tuning in.
Now, you bet. Thanks for watching. Talk to you next week.